Hey everybody, Big Z. I was on the beach last night. I didn't have my camera with me and I wanted to come back and take a video of this. I want you to check this out. This is like a little tidal pool. We got the ocean here. This is where it kind of comes in. And as the tide goes out, it does something really cool. It leaves these little ponds and pools. But I want to show you something about the topography that's left behind. If you look here, how some areas it leaves like rings, and I'm going to let me zoom in a little bit here, but you can see, and the topography has like what you could consider like little mountain ranges and little islands that form out as this water's receding out. But if you look, I'll pan back down this way, it makes this amazing topography, and it looks like, some of it looks like what we see in like the Grand Canyon or the mountain ranges of the Sierras. But isn't it just kind of fascinating that when the waters recede, as in maybe how we were formed, this is what's left behind. And down here, we got this little basin I'm walking in. It gets very deep, comes up, it gets like a little peninsula, some shoals there. You get a topography like this. And you can see where the water kind of comes over the main body of water. But what's left behind is, it's kind of beautiful if you look at it. And like I said, it leaves rings, and you can see the water here kind of flowing out. Really cool, but it's really neat. And this goes on for a little ways down here. By the way, that's where Cape Canaveral is down there, where that stupid rocket went off last night. But anyway, so what I got as I was watching this last night, I sat here and I just looked at this formation and I thought, you know, I think this is how we were formed. I think originally, and maybe, you know, after the flood itself, but this is what our topography of our land looks like. So this recedes out, and this is what's left behind. So it brings to the question, what is outside of our dome? Well, I think we know what's outside of our dome. Water. And I pan around here. I don't know how many miles, if you go a full pan around, maybe probably pan out about, I don't know, 200 miles if we look north to south. And it's just as flat as it can be. But interesting is this formation here. And I'll shoot for a few more minutes. I don't know how long my video will run. But over here it's got a cool little section. And over here were some rivers. And this is really neat. Oh, let me walk a little bit further. So this is really cool up here. So it formed a nice little ridge as what we may consider, you know, we may say was a mountain range today. But getting down here to let me get down a little lower. I'll drop my phone in it. But it looks like our land masses. So when the waters receded, this is what was left behind, continents. And we wondered, what is outside of this ring? Water. That would be considered like the ice shelf. That's what I would look at this section here as being, you know, the Arctic Circle on this side, and then you will have over here on this side, you've got mass here as well that would be covered in ice, and what is in the middle of it is waters receding, leaving a ring, which hold the waters in, and these would be islands and land masses in between. So is this what we are on a grand scale? I kind of think so. Anyway. And you got down here different water depths. Some gets really deep in some sections, comes up to my knees. But it's what's left behind when the water recedes and goes out. So I kind of think this is how we were formed. Makes you think about Leviathan too. I was just studying about Leviathan, this giant dragon, the fiery breathing dragon that God destroyed. Where was he from? The Great Sea. I think the story of Atlantis and what was that Marvel DC Comics movie that was just out with Jason Momoa? What was it? He starred Aquaman. I kind of think that there may be a little bit more truth in that than what we realize. Because what's outside of our dome? It's water. Water separated Separate the waters from the waters. And this is what's left behind. An atmosphere with these really cool land masses. Anyway, just my thoughts. I'm out.